Hey everyone, Ben here. So I've had a lot of requests recently to talk about the madness going on in the market right now. All this with GameStop, these meme stocks, all the madness which is happening right now. Now I actually tried to avoid this. I actually made a few different videos, some normal videos, looking at fundamental analysis of businesses to highlight great investment opportunities. But this madness was just too crazy to ignore. So I'm going to dive into a few headlines, I'm going to give my thoughts and also share some very interesting information which nobody else is talking about. So before we dive into that, if you're new around here, why not consider joining the investing family by hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on. If you do find any value in this video at all, even just a little bit of value, please give this video a big thumbs up. That helps out tremendously with the YouTube AI. With that being said, let's dive in. So the first thing I want to look at here is these meme stocks. So we have these Reddit groups, we have these groups on Discord as well. Many YouTubers' Discord groups are also being categorized in this sort of field. And many of these groups are actually pumping up heavily shorted stocks to create what's called a short squeeze. So here are some examples. So we have COS here, which is up 1600% in the past 5 days. Express 733%. GameStop up 700%, AMC up 593%. Now this is some crazy gains in the market. This is one thing I need to highlight to all you investors out there, and which is why I didn't make a video earlier on during this whole craziness. And the fact is, a lot of these are paper gains. At the end of the day, the fundamentals of a business do matter. If a business is poor, for example, AMC, all its cinemas are closed, how can that stock be up 700%? It's just ridiculous. So you guys just need to know in the long term, fundamentals do matter, earnings do matter for companies, so ultimately these stocks will correct. Now that's one side of the game, but let's say, okay, you're just trading these for fun, you're having a bit of fun, you've got a bit of spare cash, a little bit of speculative trading, you say, okay, I'm going to throw a little bit into AMC, or GameStop, or Nokia, and hope I can cash out and there's enough liquidity in the stock to allow me to cash out. Then that's one option, fair enough.
Only go up. Stocks only go up.
And this has paid off for a few people as they've created what's called a short squeeze. So what's a short squeeze? Well, firstly, a short is when you bet on a stock going down. So many of these hedge funds have analyzed these companies and they've actually betted that they're such poor companies that their stock should decline. Thus, they have a large short stake on those stocks. Now, a short squeeze occurs when there's been a lot of buyers into that stock, the stock is rising, and the people who have shorted the stock, these hedge funds, are forced to cover that position by buying the actual shares, and thus it creates a short squeeze and a major boost. Now, this is actually a tactic which has not been invented by retail investors. Many hedge funds have been doing this for years. They've been targeting really poorly run companies with large short positions, but they highlight that there actually could be something fundamentally good about the company, and thus they decide to invest in heavy in order to create this short squeeze. Now, they are short-term catalysts for a stock's movement, but in the long term, do remember earnings do matter. And I think there's a lot of talk at the moment about everything being a massive conspiracy, and people just love conspiracy theories. Any conspiracy theory you can come up with, people will jump onto it two hands.
We got one. Mark, are the allegations true that you are secretly a lizard? I'm gonna have to go with no on that. I am not a lizard.
But if you tell people the truth, they won't take it. They don't even like the truth.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
So in this video, I'm going to try to analyze the truth and not dive into any of these crazy conspiracy theories. Now, I actually warned many people in our private Discord group about the craziness in the market. In these crazy stocks, if you're investing into them, they do come with immense risk. And then Robinhood stepped in and did something unprecedented. So they actually froze trading on many of these speculative stocks. So people couldn't actually buy more of the stock. They could only sell. And what does that mean? Well, that means the stock price will decrease. Now, apart from the moral obligations of this being incredibly wrong for a broker to actually get involved in trading, because really a broker's job is just to facilitate trading, not to direct trading in a certain manner or a certain direction. Now, I respect they may be thinking we don't want people to lose a lot of money on these stocks and us look bad as a platform. That's fair enough. But by stopping buying on the stock and only allowing selling, that is actually going to make people lose money on the platform. So the same thing happened with Ripple or XRP, which had its trading halted by the SEC. And this is a major thing you guys need to be aware of. When you're thinking about it's us versus them, it's us versus the system, it's us versus the government.
Lisa, what are you rebelling against?
What do you got?
So the smart thing to do really is to try and work with the wind, with the tides, rather than against the tides. But if you're trying to create a revolution every time you invest into a stock or do a trade or wherever that might be, that comes with immense risk because you're battling against the people that are running the world. And that's just a fact of life. And unless you've got an army, that's just the way it is. And I don't mean the Reddit army.
That they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Have a bit of fun with them, but remember this is not serious investing and can lead to major downturns. For example, after Robinhood's block on GameStop trading, the stock plummeted by 50%, so a lot of people lost a lot of money on that stock after its major run-up. An interesting guy who's a great venture capitalist, but on Twitter he's just like a completely different character. Very entertaining, but also, yeah, take it with a pinch of salt. So Shamath Palihapitiya, I mentioned this guy before, the founder of Social Capital. This was his day, Dear Journal, January 27th. Bought some YOLO calls on GameStop. He literally did a post and said, what shall I buy? I want to buy a crazy stock. And everyone said GameStop and he just bought it. This guy's a billionaire. That's like the equivalent of you and me putting in like 10 pence or 10 cents. So just beware of that, guys. He also announced, I'm running for governor of California. Apparently he's running for governor of California. I think he'd actually make a really great governor because he has great chat. He actually speaks common sense. He's a very switched on guy. So I actually think he'd make a great governor of California. Bought more lithium, nickel, and cobalt supply for batteries. Now, I actually did plenty of videos on these 6 months ago, 8 months ago, on lithium, cobalt, nickel, on these being vital supplies if this electric vehicle revolution is going to take off. So plenty of videos on those guys in the past you can check out. But one thing which actually could be an investment opportunity I want to speak about is what's been happening with silver, which nobody seems to be talking about. So there's actually been a bit of a short squeeze on silver right now, due to sort of some exuberance from all these different retail investing communities. Now, I was touting silver months back again. I said silver is definitely undervalued compared to gold. I actually invested into a stock, First Majestic Silver, very established, reputable silver mining company. And I believe it's good to have a portion in your portfolio of cyclical stocks, of commodity stocks, of vital precious metal stocks, just to diversify your portfolio. So silver also has a lot of industrial uses, so it's not just a hedge against inflation like gold. It actually has a lot of industrial uses. So this was just recently, First Majestic Silver up 20% in a single day, I believe that is. Fortuna Silver Mines, Endeavor Silver Corp. I've covered many of these stocks on this channel many times. Okay, so to wrap things up, here are my 3 takeaways. Firstly, know the difference between investing and speculation. Investing is you're investing a certain amount today with an expectation to get more back in the future by investing into strong fundamentals of a company. Speculation, think of speculation a little bit like gambling, a little bit like having fun. Many people have like an FU portfolio, which is like a fun sort of gambling portfolio. So maybe have 80 to 90% of your funds in strong companies with strong earnings, strong fundamentals. Then maybe 5 to 10% you could have in speculative stocks, more crazy stocks, these stocks that you can trade. The great thing about analyzing fundamentally strong companies, and this is what I love to do each and every day on this channel, is when you do highlight that opportunity and you highlight a company which is an extremely good company and it's undervalued, like I spotted many back in March, then you can actually load up the truck on those sort of investments. For example, I would have no problem remortgaging properties I'm invested into, putting in 80, 90% of my funds into a single stock. I'm not recommending this, but I'm just saying, theoretically, I'd have no problem doing that if I knew the company was fundamentally strong and I'd done my research and I'd done my background research on the company. And that's when you can make real big gains. And that's where you can actually become a millionaire with minimal risk. The problem with speculative stocks, the problem with trading is when you try to actually get out of these stocks, it's very easy to do if you're investing, $500, $100, $50, $10. But once you start trying to get out of these stocks and sell your position in many of these speculative stocks, when you're investing 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, if you're trying to invest sort of big amounts and sell out of these positions, what you'll find is there'll be major delays. And I actually did a video on this and I mentioned about small cap stocks. When you try to actually sell out your positions on some of those, there can actually be delays if there's not much trading action in that stock. So that's just something to be aware of. It's very difficult, even if you do spot an opportunity with a speculative trade, to actually load up the truck. Yeah, you can make a lot of small wins, which I would sort of recommend investing sort of small amounts, getting small wins, 20%, 30%, 40%, but you can't really load up the truck. So the second thing really is just to diversify your portfolio across a variety of different stocks, across market caps, across industries, various different companies, even a few speculative companies in there, because you never know, you might have picked a good one. And my third and final point is to give this video a big thumbs up. That really helps out tremendously with the YouTube AI. And with that being said, if you guys are new around here and you still haven't subscribed, feel free to join the community, hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. If you wish to take things one step further and join our own community, which is the VIP Discord group in the description below. Now, this is not like a Reddit community, which is just basically like the blind leading the blind. This is actually a community of reputable people who do true fundamental analysis on stocks. You get to speak to me directly. You get to access my entire 6-figure investment portfolio, access which stocks I'm buying, which stocks I'm selling. Just be aware of that, guys. If you want to be part of a real community of real switched on people, then check out that first link in the description below. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a tremendous day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Invest safe.